All right, everybody, thanks for joining us here. We'll go ahead and get started with Coach. Coach, why don't you just give your quick thoughts on another day of practice as we wrap up and get ready for Washington?
For sure. In preparation for Washington, just understanding, what our schemes and scouts need to be. Their strengths are using the 3-point line, and Tina Charles is having an amazing year. So just kind of locking into the details about that. Working our offensive strategy as well. I thought today was a good, productive, sharp day.
All right, let's open it up for questions. Percy, why don't you kick us off? Go ahead.
Awesome. Hey, Coach, how are we doing? Happy Labor Day.
Is it Labor Day? I'm fine. Happy Labor Day.
Yes, it is. Hey, I'm curious about Mercedes Russell. Just her as a starter this year. It looks eerily similar to what she did in 2019, but she's even more efficient offensively. Just how would you sort of assess her value on the team?
Mercedes has high value on this team. And, I think we talked earlier about sometimes maybe stuff does not stick out on the stat sheet, which I think this year a lot more things are sticking out. But, she's a smart player. She a lot of times is like conducting players on where to go. Now I'm hearing her voice in the huddle during practices. Obviously, we can talk about her skill set, her agility at her height to get up and down the floor, to finish around the rim with both hands and, nice touch. But I think the intangibles is what Sadie's brings and sometimes is what's overlooked in my opinion. I think she's very valuable, understanding the game, understanding our systems. Very good teammate, low maintenance as a person, but just a hard worker, you know what I mean? And not a big boisterous person or voice, but just understands her role and her abilities, and doesn't play outside of herself. And so for us, a young player within this league continuing to grow and get better, she's huge.
I was sort of thinking of her just in, after that last game and I didn't really notice it at the time, but she was 6 for 8, really efficient, tied her season high. And yet you guys kind of went away from her because that's kind of where that game went. Just when you have somebody like her who is shooting at such a high clip, I think it's the second highest in the league right now, 60.8%, but she still only takes 4 to 5 shots per game. So do you think she should get more shots? And if so, how does someone sort of work themselves up that pecking order when you do have 3 All-Stars?
Yeah, and I think Sadie's, that's what I think she just compliments everyone. And can she get more shots? Yeah. You think about maybe how teams are defending us. You think about how Chicago, Parker was kind of synced in. You think about how bigs are kind of leaving her, and now she's free to screen or free to be a playmaker. So I think it's a combination of both how teams play us, but also for her to kind of not hunt those shots, but see where she can be aggressive. And I think a lot of times she's a teammate, she's a playmaker, she's setting up, other people to get, setting screens so that Joel can get a shot, diving so that Stewie can get an open lane. Like those things aren't statistics, but those things matter in the whole scheme of like what we do. And posting up is where we can also utilize her. And obviously, with 3 others top scorers, it becomes difficult. But I think when we play, even thinking about when we played at Washington, she and Ezzy kind of ignited our run. We looked to go to them early on. So just having a good balance. But I think Sadie's she understands her role and understands the assignment, so to speak. But there are times that I for sure tell her to be more aggressive. And looking at film when she has small players on her, we as a team have to notice that and give her the ball a little bit more. But I don't think it's not playing outside of who she is. And the other aspect of this Percy is defensively. she's been guarding the top post players as well. So, we're asking her to do a lot on that end. And so, just kind of finding her groove and finding her spots to where she can get the easier looks will continue to be essential for us.
In the 2 games against Washington, she's had some like nice games there, 10 points and 14 points, and but yeah, just as you said, that one game she really paired well with Ezzy there. Is there something particular to that Mystics matchup that sort of bodes well for Sadie's?
They switch. They're switching and Tina is loading up off of her. So Sadie's diving in or Sadie's posting up smaller guards. So she'll have opportunities to not necessarily go against their bigger post players, but make plays against smaller players. So it's kind of about like reading where the defense is and kind of sneaking into those gaps or small spots to make a play. So that, I think that's what it is. It's the way in which Washington rotates and loads up on our pick and rolls, especially like going to take away Stewie's dives and all of that. That leaves Sadie's and our bigs kind of open for split seconds to make these plays that hopefully you'll see tomorrow.
I see. Hey, and just as a last thing for me here, you guys are now 4th in the standings, and just a game ahead of Phoenix, which plays tonight. Just your take on the race for the top 4 seeds with just 2 weeks left in the season.
Very tight race, understanding that, I'm very aware of where we are, very aware of other teams are, but I can't really worry about anything but taking care of us and taking care of our business. So that's kind of been our mindset, our motto, just focus on the day and focus on taking care of ourselves so that we're not, relying on other people to win or lose. So I think, what that entails with the last 3 games of the season, but honestly, kind of just making sure we're playing better and getting that chemistry going.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, thanks, everybody. We'll be back with Mercedes here in just a sec. All right, we're here with Mercedes, and Percy, you are it. So go ahead and fire away when you're ready.
Awesome. Hey, Sadie, happy Labor Day to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Hey, just when you face sort of like these all-time greats like Tina Charles and Sylvia Fowles, just what is your thought process?
I mean, it's always a challenge for me, but I'm up for it, obviously. Personally, I just think coming into the game with a lot of energy and just being ready to make things difficult for them. Obviously, Tina has been having a pretty good year this year, top in the league in scoring. So I mean, making her shots difficult is really the one thing I'm trying to do.
Where like these are the type of players that you sort of grew up watching and trying to emulate, or did you try to, I don't know, where you're sort of role models, folks who were different?
I mean, I grew up watching just all types of basketball, NBA, WNBA. So, I mean, it wasn't like specifically anybody that I just try to make my game after.
Sure. Hey, just in terms of, obviously in 2019, you had your fabulous or the breakout season. And this year you're putting up similar numbers. Just obviously there's 3 games left and there's the playoffs. I sort of get that, but how would you assess your performance this year?
I would say it's been pretty good. I've been just trying to help my team with whatever they need for us to win. Obviously, I think 2019 was huge for me because I was a starter and that really just made me more comfortable and just helped my game grow within the league and just get used to the pace and all the things like that.
Is it fair to say that this year, though, that maybe it's equally as important because you're finding your voice? I mean, it feels like literally and figuratively that you're just becoming sort of more who you're going to be.
Yeah, I'm just trying to grow. I mean, being in my 4th season, I've obviously learned a lot from my rookie year. So every year, I mean, I just want to grow as a player in all aspects of the game. So yeah, I think you're pretty on track with that.
But so the like challenges with that, and I'm sure it's got to be great to play with 3 all-stars. I'm sure they make the game super easy, sort of make it very comfortable for you. But at the same time, how do you sort of maybe sort of climb up that pecking order when you do have 3 all-stars who are maybe handle the bulk of the scoring and the bulk of the responsibilities?
I mean, we have 3 great all-stars. Like they're not egotistical or anything like that. Like they're really great people. So I mean, they help me every single day just by leading and leading by example, etc. So I mean, they make playing out there fun. They make it smooth. It's just a great time out there with my teammates.
Yeah. Hey, and then I'm just wondering, just what will we see from you first? Do you think we'll see a dunk or a 3-pointer?
A dunk. Definitely a 3-pointer, because a dunk in a game, I'm not sure. I could barely dunk with no defense. So a dunk in the game, I don't know if that's gonna happen. Maybe I'll work on it for you though.
All right, Sadie. I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sadie. Thanks, Percy.
Yep.